Hello and welcome to the show. The war is still on, but you don't have to be, so turn off, tune out, and listen to the exotic sounds of Staff Sergeant Thomas Soup's Radio Days. Have we got a show for you? That's rhetorical, folks. Right now we got on the line singer, documentary filmmaker, and provocateur, the great Philip Decay. He'll be talking to us about his time served here in Yum Yum Yum, the mysterious details behind his sudden discharge, and a new album of songs, tentatively set to be released sometime early next year. Hello, Philip, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
It's so great to have you on the program.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for coming.
But it's my pleasure.
Hold your horses there, Mr. Decay, because before we start, we have a thing we like to do before we kick off the show. Drum roll, please. Not you, Mr. Decay.
Oh.
We let our guest read our sponsor's message. And this week, it is Rahita Mati's Northern Delicacies Restaurant and Lodge. Are you up for it, Mr. Decay?
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to it. You there! Have you no time to eat? Come to Rahit's House of Northern Yum Yums. The food is never second to no one's. This week's specials is a fine creme de la Yamagonian sea yam, done just right, and as always classic favorite like lamb, spoon, kettle cabbage, and hearty hard soup. Yum yum! See you there.
You are a natural.
Well, I'm old friends with Rahita Mati. You know, we used to eat there late nights after a few too many down at the old Rue de Papaya.
You know, I sensed a bit of a patois. Tell me, when did you first come to Yum Yum Yum, and what was your impression?
Oh, I have a lot of fond memories from that time. It was the craziest thing for me. I noticed right away that no one used phone books. Everyone knew everyone's phone number, and this is not a small country. I'm talking at least 250,000 in the capital alone.
And is that where you were stationed?
Well, just north of there, really. Small township of Yamagonia. I was stationed there early on with two psychopathic Americans and a lazy old French general named Broussamont. As well as a bunch of old locals. It was a wild time, to say the least.
I can only imagine. And is that where you got most inspirations for these new songs?
Well, I did keep a notebook. Some of the songs, not all of the songs. But I'll tell you, one of my favorite songs was inspired by a trip I had with the locals I was stationed with. There's this root native to Yum 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 called Badwig. Sort of poor man's mescaline. We were having a box fire there and playing the drums. The music just sort of took me over. That's how I wrote I've Seen Angels.
Wow, is that the story behind that song?
Absolutely it is.
Well, let's hear a bit of the Badwig trip that inspired the track I've Seen Angels. Instant classic, that song is an absolute triumph.
Thank you.
Instant classic, that song is an absolute triumph.
Thanks for saying so.
An absolute triumph.
I was actually fortunate enough to get a field recording of the chants they were doing around the fire. So that is what you hear during the course.
And to a great effect. What other tracks did these inspire? Any other native influences?
Well, there is one track that sticks out to me. One called Stockholm 2002. I started getting fed up with the voter turnout in the world, across the board really. That year in Stockholm, only 77% turned out to vote. I was so frustrated, I said to myself, if Yam Yamionians could vote, absolutely 100% of them would. You bet they would, I said. The other songs are just leftovers, really. My various divorces, my 2 daughters named Hazel, I wrote them, But one real personal song of mine was Old Tepid Water.
Oh, well, that's the hit, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's been pretty good to me, that one, and I still have a hell of a time singing it.
Well, it's pretty personal stuff there, isn't it?
Oh, no, not at all. It's a bit of a tongue twister, don't you find? Still can't quite pronounce it. Owl Tepid Walter? Can't say it. I had my father sing the line, for God's sakes.
Well, let's hear a bit of you and your father singing oh, God, that is hard.
Well, the sun don't shine most of the time into your one-bedroom garden level suite. Right where you keep the flowers you water. Kept inside a vase of old tepid water.
It's really a fantastic record. We've been playing it here around the offices.
Well, thank you. It's much appreciated.
Now, before you wrap things up, we want to know the details of your discharge from the forces. There have been many theories, but it would be nice to hear it straight from the source.
Yeah, I suffered from an acute involuntary myoclonic jerk of the diaphragm. Came and went, but when it came, I tell you, it looked though I was having a great belly chuckle, perhaps even at the most serious moments. It happened to me while they were screening Schindler's List for the first time. Everyone thought I was insane for laughing during such a film.
Well, that settles it, I guess. Listen, you take care of yourself, and we'll keep playing the record around here, eh?
Well, thank you, Take.
We'll keep playing that record around here, eh?
Well, thank you, and Take. Oh, no, here they come again.
Goodbye.
School of Athens, Georgia.
Do you imagine a state can exist in which the decisions of law have no power? Did you not agree to obey us?
School of Athens, Georgia.
Moms and dads, how happy are you not to be paying tuition anymore? Let's hear it.
How much is that doggie in the window?
How Much Is That Doggie in the Window is a seemingly innocuous song that dreams up a world where buying a dog is and always has been an innocent endeavor. The blonde Midwestern wife is planning a trip to Los Angeles to meet with her sister, a woman who has left the comforts of magnolia trees and cake shops for the rough and tumble world of Hollywood filmmaking. Her frantic search for a canine companion to leave behind with her husband is kept stoically inside, for she knows that once she leaves town, her dog will be for sale. Her laissez-faire composure is mistaken for unhinged and torturous carnal machinations as she meanders around the shop. The primitive sexual tension is so palpable that the young boy can't help but notice. He is left at 6s and 7s by her movements because even he knows there is nothing inherently sexual about buying a dog. She lies to herself when she says she is killing 2 birds by purchasing a dog to keep her husband company, and all the while giving the animal a nice home to live in. The dog in question will be purchased in hopes of preserving the holy tenets of a marriage that will soon be put to the test. Now, the robbers she refers to is, of course, other women. The flashlight that she shines in the dark is the covetous eyes laid upon her husband that she notices during Sunday nights of contract bridge, but also perhaps symbolizes the involuntary wandering eyes that has plagued her since the first letter she received from her sister, all the way from California. She knows of the cocktail parties and the late-night rounds of cat and mouse along Sunset and Vine and elsewhere. She's aware of modern woman on the brink of being let out of the shell she currently inhabits. She knows that once she leaves town, all bets are off, that her dog might take a bite from 5 states over, and if she doesn't follow suit, their contract will be over and she will hold the losing hand. The third and final stanza mentions a goldfish, a singular motif that must not be ignored. Kitty Wells made a similar observation around the same time when she sang the words, "Too many times married men think they're still single." The married man has the memory of a goldfish, hopelessly floating around in the bowl that he was left in, as he forgets why the bowl was built in the first place. And still, it is the honest and innocent hope that the dog might be for sale that endears us to the narrator. It is as if the fate of her marriage is riding on the purchase of a pet that keeps us listening, perhaps all at once admitting our own fragility in a world full of cruelty and injustice. As the California sun sets and the neon signs are switched on, maybe she is still at home in the dreary Midwest, thinking up a name for her new dog.